Welcome to the 59th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're glad you could be here. And we can't really go any further today because in America, this is a very big day because they have a new president-elect, Joe Biden, and that's a big day for America, so congratulations. And also today on our craft part, we're going to be talking about gnomes and elves, so make sure you stay tuned for that part. Now, but before we begin, Colleen will talk about what she is wearing.
Yes, so normally we talk about what we're both wearing, but for right now, I'm the only one that's wearing knitwear, so I'm going to talk about this. And actually, I'm going to stand up a little bit, so I'm going to kind of knock me over, I think. So hopefully that will show what it is. So this is the Birds&Ships cowl, and that's by Caitlin Hunter. And I wore this last episode, and now I'm wearing it because I put on the tassel. And what I'm finding is what the tassel does is it weighs it down and it kind of opens up the lace a little bit. So it makes me not kind of mess with it. I'm really, really happy with it.
I have to say, I really like it with the tassel. Yeah. I'm not a really tassel-y kind of person to see the tassel, but I really liked it. Yeah. It's nice.
So there is what it looks like. And I weighed back and forth, tassel, no tassel. I looked at all the projects on Ravelry just to try and figure out what would be best, and I thought I'm just going to go for it, and I'm really, really happy. And the yarn that I used is Emma's yarn, Crazy Beautiful Color, Super Silky.
And that's what you used for the tassel thing?
For the tassel as well. Thing? Exactly, it is the whole thing. So I bought 3 skeins of that yarn. I made a kind of sleeveless sweater for the summer. I made the cowl, I made the tassel, I've made a bracelet out of it. And I still have enough probably to make another bracelet or so.
That's good. Your money's worth. I
did definitely get my money's worth. Because
a lot of times when we ask the viewers too, we ask you guys out there what would be good. And it's 50-50 generally, isn't it?
Exactly. And I've got some questions for you later, so we'll hold on to that.
Okay.
So that's what I'm wearing. And next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is a pair of socks. And it is the Bottoms Up Sock by Laura Nelkin. And I really like this pattern. It has all kinds of things. It's got some beads across the top. There is brioche down the back, a little brioche on the top of the toe. Interesting pattern. It's one of her Lola's Choice. It's a club. You get something every other month. So far that's the first one, and I loved it. I thought she had an easier way of doing it without the brioche, and I thought, okay, Colleen, you're never going to know if you can do brioche properly unless you try, because there's some increases and all kinds of things. And I really, really like these. So part of the reason why it looks so funny on the blocker is because this is only going to hold itself up when it's on my foot. But they do fit really well, and I'm happy about that.
So what I'm hearing you saying is it complicated. It sounds a little complicated.
It is a little complicated, but the instructions in the pattern are so good that you make your way through it without any problem.
All right.
Okay. So this plain color, it was called Lola in the Nude. And the colored yarn, which is lovely, is from Mitchell's Creations. And I love the rainbow effect. It works really nicely, and so I'm really pleased with those. Now that they're done,
you can start to wear them around.
Exactly.
And you can take them out of the blocker. Now, do you have to block these? Like, or is this a blocker?
It's on a blocker so that they look nice. I probably won't block them. I think my foot will do a good enough job. And the nice thing about it, the Little Red Mitten people have a podcast, and they are doing a sock along, and I'm going to be able to enter these in.
Aww.
So I'm very excited.
Perfect.
Yep, very excited. So that's my first finished object. My next finished object is the Leftover City, and that is by Kacey Herlihy. And this pattern is actually designed for fingering weight yarn. I didn't use fingering weight yarn. I used Barocco Vintage DK. I had some left from a shawl that I did, and I thought I'll just make a cowl. So I used the pattern. It's a great pattern, by the way, and I think I've got some of those mini skeins that I never know what to do with, but I think this would be a great idea. So Leftover City is what it's called. And here is how it all ended up.
So each thing you could do a mini skein, like
yes.
one of
so
these?
you could, I ended up doing this so that it was even because used to be a math teacher and it was all symmetry in my life. But every time you start another color, you could start a different mini. And I came back and used the same color because that's what I had left. And I have to tell you, I did some approximating by weighing the skeins of yarn. If you ever get a chance to get like a mini scale, I would do that and keep it in your knitting bag. I fortunately did not have to play yarn chicken, but I had only that much from there to there. That's all the yarn that I had left of the light purple.
Love
and
the
I'm
colors
really
of
happy
this.
with
I
it.
love the color.
Now I haven't blocked it. I think I'm going to block it a little wider just so it will drape
Right.
a little nicer.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really happy with
That's
how that
very
came out.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Good job.
So that's that. Now, my next one is a gift for a wee baby that's not here yet, and it's big. So I tend to, when I'm giving presents for babies, try and give something for the time when they're just born and something that will be great for them later. And that's what I've done. So it is the Mini Montrealer, which is a hooded sweater.
I wonder why they call it the Montrealer.
Because Vincent Delande, who is the person who designed it, lives in Montreal.
Oh.
Okay, and this is designs by Delz. And here we are. So it's a
Wow.
nice striped little hoodie. It's got an I-cord here. There are pockets here. And I'm really, really happy with it. This is also in Barocco Vintage DK. Great yarn, great pattern. There are all kinds of ends to weave in, and I've got them mostly woven in now, and I'm just going to block it. It looks pretty good. I probably could give it, but I am going to give it a little bit of a block. I found that my tension between here when I was working on a big circular and on here when I was doing magic loop changed a little. So I'm just going to block this out a little bit, and that will be great. So I'm really happy with it.
It's so cute. I love it.
And I said to
Did
May,
you knit these?
I did.
Is that hard to do? Or?
No.
Really?
Once again, the instructions in the
Time-consuming?
pattern are great. You know what? We were watching TV, and I just, is it long enough? Yep, it's long enough.
They turned out great.
Yeah, I'm
love
really,
the
really
colors
happy
you
with
picked. I love
yeah.
that. Was that in the pattern they kind of picked these colors?
Yes. They had used kind of a cream at the
Oh, I see.
background, and then they had chosen blue for a stripe and a yellow stripe. So
That's a great idea. I love it.
I love it too. So I can hardly wait to put it in a box and mail it away.
Yeah, that'd
We've
be
got
nice.
a little bit to wait for
You're
that.
so good with these gifts. That's great.
Well, I like to be prepared because you just never know. All right. My next finished object, oh my goodness, finished objects everywhere, is I finished the other sock of May socks, which is Leo and Roxy Anniversary Socks by Pamela Graham.
Love the feel of these socks. I cannot wait to wear them.
Right, so this is Leo and Roxy, and it's marled yarn. Oops. And it's actually called the Work Sock Set. And so it's always marled. This is always that kind of creamy white color, and then there's always a different stripe. So I am really happy with that. The pattern is really easy to deal with. I like the heel. They chose an Eye of Partridge heel, so it gives it a little bit of detail. I know some people have done a colored stripe on the toe. I didn't choose to do that. I just followed the pattern as it was. But I think
Very nice.
it's beautiful yarn. And I know that some people are taking this. You can buy just skeins of this and making a sweater, and
Yeah.
it's kind of calling
I
to
like
me.
that look.
Yeah, I do too.
In fact, if you watch our crafty part, I made a gnome with that kind of look.
Really?
I just realized that.
That's very
Only
exciting.
it's red around here.
Right,
so.
that's the usual work
Yeah,
sock
but
kind of
I
thing.
didn't plan it that way, but it's kind of working out.
That's
I
great.
like that. Okay,
Yeah.
well these are great. I can't wait to wear them.
Yes.
Are they okay to wear now? Like, cause
Well, we talked about that it might be a Christmas present, but I'd rather
okay.
you have them now.
I'll have cold feet until Christmas.
That's not
That's
happening.
okay.
They will come off the blockers and they will be yours as soon as the
Thank you.
podcast is done. She's funny. It's hard to keep Christmas gifts from her. So anyway, oh dear, the fun we have. All right, my last finished object is a hat. Now you've seen the hat. It's called the Tartan Toque and Tube, but I just did the Toque by Tracie Millar of the Grocery Girls. Love that podcast. And here it is. And this yarn blocked beautifully. So all of the slip stitches are laying flat. What I've done, if you want to turn it inside out, so what I did was I put a button there, and so I pulled this pom-pom, had like a little elastic, pulled it through, wound it around the button, and so the nice thing is it's not a floppy pom-pom. So the yarn that I used for this hat, so the camel color is Knit Pick City Tweed DK, and this is in the kitten colorway. I think that's what it's called. And that's it. And then the black is Northfield yarn by Valley Yarns. And they both have a little bit of alpaca in them. So
nice.
It's going to be nice and warm.
There you go.
Now the other thing that I did, because the pom-pom had been in a kind of a container, and I thought I want to do something about that pom-pom. So what I did was I took the hairdryer and so now it's it's quite happy. There you go. So that
nice.
is a gift for Christmas, which is going to get tucked
That'd
away.
be a nice gift for somebody.
Yes.
Yeah. It's always nice to have these homemade gifts.
But do you feel the difference? I don't know if you remember what it felt like
yeah,
before.
it feels softer.
It feels a lot softer.
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy with it.
It'll be warm.
I knit for years and I didn't even know blocking was. But anyway, there we go.
Well, I didn't know blocking made things softer.
It can do that, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm really, really happy with them.
Like a soak or...
So I have Eucalan, and I also have it's a wool wash that's called Soak, and you leave it in. So you put a little bit in the water, and then you let it soak, then you block it, and then you leave it in. You don't rinse it out.
Okay.
So it kind of conditions
So it's not
the wool.
necessarily actually the blocking of the blocking that's making it soft. It's actually maybe that soap. Do you think?
Yes, and sometimes the yarn actually will bloom a little bit depending on. It just means it gets a little
Open.
Open. And blocking will also, if you've done color work, it can kind of flatten it out a little bit. It can open lace out. So I know we've mentioned that we really are going to do some blocking tutorials. Every time I say, May, do you have to take a picture of me from that angle? So anyway.
Well, I keep saying I won't get any parts of your body. I'll just get the actual blocking, because I think that would help everybody that
yes.
blocks. And
so right
blocks
now I have 1, 2, 3 shawls, a cowl, and that sweater.
So coming soon near you, blocking videos.
We will do that for sure. So those are my finished objects. Some presents for people. I always love that. You know, some people are process knitters and some people are product knitters, and I am a little bit of both. But when I'm done it and it's finished and I like it and it's going to go to somebody I love, I'm happy. Makes me very happy.
Good.
So those are my finished objects. And May, finished objects for you?
You know, I do have some finished objects. We're going to talk about some of them in the craft section, but
Okay.
also what we're not going to talk about in the craft section is, you know, and if you've watched previous videos, I've made little miniature beds.
Yes.
And I've made little miniature chairs and 1 to 12 scale.
Right.
And I've been working on those, and so I've got 4 made already. I'm excited about
That's exciting, yes.
and they sell in my store. Like they do sell really well.
Absolutely.
And I think part of why they sell is because Colleen makes the little bedding. They're just waiting for Colleen. I know in her spare time.
This is called guilt. I'm just saying it's guilt.
They're waiting for Colleen to make the little bedspread and the little pillows. So once those are done, then the beds will actually be a finished object and complete.
Right.
So, and I'll show you those when they're done, because you do such a great job. And I think that's part of why they sell, to be honest. I think it's your precision and your
Thank you.
skills.
I love doing it. They end up looking so cute.
And
so
does it take you a long time to make those little?
You know, once I get a pattern set, and then I know exactly the size, and I've done it. But for right now, I haven't made some for a month or
Yeah,
two,
so you might
and so
do it.
it's somewhere in my head, and I just have to find it again.
So maybe next episode in finished objects, I will
Show them.
show you them complete. With
exactly,
because
because I think I could do some maybe Christmassy fabric.
Yeah, well,
Might be
we'll
cute.
see. Yeah, might be cute.
Yeah.
Might sell.
Some for Christmas.
But
That's
anyway,
perfect.
they do sell along
Yep.
with your mask, which is great. So
All
you're a
right.
wonderful sewer.
Thank
Not only
you.
are you a great knitter and a crocheter and a sewer, like you have all these skills.
I do a few things.
I
That's
know.
all.
And I'm a jack of all trades,
Yes, you are.
master of none.
Oh,
I
I
can
don't
do.
agree.
I do all these little tiny things. Like I'll go, oh, that's a great idea. I'll try it one time, and I'll think, oh, that didn't really turn out. And then sometimes I'm shocked at myself that it actually does turn out.
It does, and it's very nice. You do a great
But
job.
I never really seem to do it again.
so
Anyway,
fun.
it's kind of fun.
Alrighty, so those are our finished objects. Next, we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is a pair of socks for me, which I'm excited about.
That was me and not May.
Yes.
Because May has a pair like this.
Yes, she does. And that has purple on it, so guess who
So
it's for?
we won't get them confused in
That's
the laundry.
right.
There is an issue with socks with you and I. I tend to wear Colleen's socks. I mean,
All
how
the
do
time.
how do you mark socks? Like,
I know.
and so Colleen will be sitting watching TV, and Colleen go, "Are those my socks?"
All the time.
And I have to say, "Are they?"
So I say, oh, I'll have the gray ones. I'll always have the gray ones. The gray ones will be mine. Next week, she's got my gray socks on her feet.
Okay, I am guilty of that. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we're going to have to figure out a
So
way.
purple, I know, is definitely yours.
That's for me. They're also
Perfect.
smaller, so that's going to be
okay.
helpful. Now, this is the same pattern from before. It's that Leo and Roxy anniversary sock. So there is the thing. It comes as a kit, and mine is the purple. There's all kinds of colors. You can get pink and yellow and blue and green.
Sounds like
all
a
kinds of
song.
things. Yeah, it does. Now, I'm just going to show you. I have one sock to that point, and I've started the next sock. And you may wonder, well, why didn't you do the toe on this one? Because my feet do not go into a point like most people. You know how your toes are a little bit longer? My toes are really kind of stubby.
Like yours are kind of like round.
Very round. And I'm always trying to figure out what the best toe for my socks would be. So please, if you have a pattern or an idea and you always use a rounded toe and you're really happy with how it works, if you can comment down below, I would really appreciate it. I've tried a few things and I just know that I have to figure out something different. I have small feet. They're half a size different. Poor May has to listen to my issue all the time. So small feet, half a size different, and then I have this that I need a really rounded toe.
And it doesn't help when somebody wears your socks and stretches them out.
No,
Then they
it
don't fit
doesn't.
at all.
Because May says, oh, it's okay, they're yours. I thought, no, not anymore.
No,
They're
not
mine."
anymore.
That's right. So anyway, I love this yarn. So there is
It
that
is
yarn.
nice and soft.
It is
Now,
beautiful.
why are you not doing 2 at a time? You know, before you were doing 2 at a time. You're not doing that anymore?
Because this came as a full skein.
Oh, it
And
didn't come
so I would have had to wind it into two
Halfway,
50-gram
okay.
balls. And I thought it's okay. And it isn't as easy to keep track of, but I didn't mind that. And I've kept really good idea about what's going on in this one. And I was going to knit it all the way to the end. And then I thought, I got to get some help as far as this toe goes.
Well, they're turning out very nice. And
Yes, I'm very
and
happy.
I'm kind of sad that I won't be able to squeeze into them.
No, they won't. They'll be too short and they're going to be too skinny.
Okay.
Yeah, so it won't work. I'm telling her it won't work. That's the idea. All right, now I have to thank Chrissy of the Cozy Up Knits. So Chrissy, this is what you were working on, and I thought, oh my gosh, I love it. And so I'm working on the Snuggle is Real cowl, and that's by Maxim. And I had some yarn to use, and it's nice when I get to go into my stash, don't have to order new yarn. Well, I kind of had to order new yarn.
You always have to order new.
Well, I kind of had to do. So I had made the Simple Cozy sweater. Somehow I think that's not the right name. I'll get May to put the right name on. If it's not the right one, she'll put it on for me right here. And I had leftover of the vintage DK. I had a snow color. I had a color that was kind of a magenta kind of color. And I had gray of the vintage DK. So there's the gray. It's a heathered gray, so I'm quite happy with that.
That's nice.
And I thought, okay, I just need DK because that's what the yarn is. And I had purchased, we were at, it was either Woodstock or Kitchener. So, and it was a yarn festival, and obviously we haven't been able to do that for a while. And I found this yarn it's called The Essence of Autumn, and it is merino, cashmere, and nylon, and it's called Heather Sport. The color is called The Perfect Storm.
No, I like this yarn. And
Me
it does feel
too.
a little softer than the gray. Like
It
there's
does.
not much difference, but
No,
you can just feel that
absolutely.
little bit of softness there.
Absolutely.
And the colors are just, they go so well together.
Yes, that was the plan.
love
So
it.
it was nice. Dive into stash. Now, here's where me having to purchase something had to happen, because there is an inside thing. Now, I'm not sure enough about mohair yet. I did the trick where you take the ball and stick it in your bra strap and wear it for most of the day, and I thought, oh, I'm not sure about this. Alpaca, I can do. Or I can do something that's just merino with a little bit of cashmere in it. And so I have ordered some. It's going to be a cream color. It will be the lining of this. And here I am.
It's turned out well, isn't
What's
it?
really nice about this, by the way, Chrissy, it's got some green in for you. I can do all of this knitting and then just wait. And as soon as that other yarn comes, I ordered it probably about 2 weeks ago. As soon as it comes, I'll be able to knit the lining on the inside and then join it up. There's a provisional cast on. It is a paid for pattern, and I'll let you figure that all out. But I'm really, really happy with it. A nice knit. It slips stitches, and I really, really like it.
You know, this kind of stitch would make a great sweater. Like, it's
Yes,
beautiful.
it
I can
would.
see this as a sweater. That's really nice.
Yeah, and it's
I
really
don't know if you
warm
can
because
see
it's
that in there,
got
yeah.
2 layers. Yeah, I really, really like it.
Yeah, it would be great. Even a great vest, like a little vest, would be beautiful. In that.
Okay, we're not going to panic. I'm just going to grab this very quickly.
Oh, have I taken those off? Oh, that was a close call.
Excuse me for just a second.
Oh, they've all
Time
come
out.
out. Oh,
They've all come out. Okay, we're not going to scream.
Did
We're
I do that?
Yes, you did. But that's okay. I'm just going to pick them up before. I know what row I'm on. It's not a problem. Just see, there's no screaming. I'm all calm. It's all good.
Okay, perfect.
There we go. I feel better.
Look at that.
I just needed to do that. So for those of you who drop stitches, don't panic. Take
It's
a
an
deep
easy
breath.
fix. It's not a problem. Don't just be calm.
Oh, I like it. It's
Yes.
good.
Okay, good.
All right, so that's that one.
All right.
And then my last work in progress is I've just started it. I had purchased a skein of Sweet Paprika Presto, and it is merino nylon. And of course it's purple. And I bought one ball because it came with a pattern. And when I went to get the pattern, I thought, I'm not sure I would wear that the same. And so I thought, well, let me look at headbands, and look what I found. I found this Celtic headband, which I love the cables. It's going to make it warm. And this is by Juliana Lustenader. Lustenader, maybe?
That's nice.
I'm really, really happy
Are
with
cables hard to do?
This pattern is a really great pattern. It's free, first of all. Letting you know, it's a good pattern. If you want to try cables, it's good. She's got it charted out. She's got it with words. And what I really like is I sit with both of those in front of me. This is not TV knitting, by the way. This is not TV knitting, because there's about 7 or 8 different kind of cables, the way that you go lefts and rights and all those kind of things. But I've made it through the first round. Like, there's 16 rows in a round, and I've made it through the first one. Everything's good. I like what's happening. Now, I wound the skein by hand just because it was bulky yarn. It wasn't going to be much trouble. And I'm going to hold it. I don't want to hold it too close because we mess up the focus. I can maybe get May to take a picture. We'll see.
Too.
And that's what I've started. So that's one of those rounds, but I love it. It's so soft, and it's going to be warm.
great, yeah.
So you just basically make this long band, and then you're going to sew it together.
And that'll go with some of the winter coats that you have.
Exactly.
One of the many winter coats, I'm sure it'll go with one of them.
Exactly. You know what I have discovered, which I never thought of, I do not know why, is I was looking somewhere, maybe for a pattern or maybe something, and somebody actually wore a hat with a headband over top of the hat. Which means
double the heat, double the
exactly. So I thought that was a great idea. So I'm really, really happy about this.
You'll have to make it accordingly, though. You'd have to change the size if you were going to make it like that. No, maybe there's stretch in it.
I'm just going to put it over that.
Well,
Yep.
okay.
Because most hats aren't. It's not like it's a floppy, crazy hat. So it should do the trick.
All right.
So I'm really happy with that. So
Sounds
those
good.
are my works in progress. And next we're going to talk about our craft adventure.
Welcome to our craft section. Today we're going to be talking about gnomes and elves. Colleen, I know you did some little elves and some gnomes, and Colleen usually gets kits and does pristine work and good work. And so I thought we'd talk about your stuff first.
Okay, perfect.
And then I know you have to have certain skill set for Colleen's. You got to know how to knit. You've got to. Did you crochet at all, or just mostly knitting?
No crochet. No.
There was some sewing involved and some knitting involved, and I did my little gnomes with no skill set. So if you don't have a skill set, that's okay. Just to show you how you can do that. But let's start off with some person with some skills.
All right. So my pattern, and it is a paid-for pattern, is called the Jolly Wee Elf, and that's by Churchmouse and Tees, and it's called Churchmouse at Home. And I've had this pattern for a long, long time and haven't used it. So I had taken a class on knitting a Christmas ball. So I had got red and white, and then I had taken something on knitting color work and had green and white. Different weights of yarn though. So the first one that I did is out of Estelle double knit, which is lovely to work with. So that's what it is. And here is the wee sole.
Cute. It looks so good.
I'm really, really happy with it.
It's so nice.
Exactly. Now I was able to use the green from my other one to do the scarf, but I just love it. And they sit, and you don't have to worry about a face at all. It just is a little cute thing.
Time consuming at all?
These ones aren't too bad. I had to do a little bit of learning about some things, and I know this is double knitting. If you use fingering weight, it gets to be smaller, so it almost could be an ornament for the tree if you
Very
did that
nice.
way. So that's that one. Then I decided, well, I wanted to try one that was a little bit bigger. So this is the Estelle worsted. There you go. That's what that one is. And I made it a little bit taller, and obviously it ends up being a little bit bigger.
Isn't that cute? Look at that.
Exactly. Now, these will stand up on their own, and they stand up on their own because of some work that I did. Now, I had purchased, oh my goodness, these lovely things called poly pellets from Amazon. I think this was £2 or something. Yes, £2 of these. And I didn't want to put them in. I didn't want them falling out of the knitting. So I put it in a certain way, and May took a video of what I did.
Right.
So I think I'll just explain what I did, and then you'll see.
You made a pouch, basically.
Yes, I made a little square of fabric, and then I filled it with the poly pellets and closed it up. But I want you to, you'll see it in the video what I did, and then by having that, you could sit it into the bottom of the wee elf, and then it makes it stand up.
Stand up nice. They sit really nice.
Yes, they do. I'm really, really happy
we'll put
with
that
them.
video in now then.
Oh, perfect. This is the body. So you knit it up to the point of its shoulders, and then the trick is you need to start stuffing it. So because I want it to stand on its own, I need to put in, I'm going to put in some polyfill pellets. So I need to know how much and what size. So I'm just going to do a quick measure of this. And we look like we're at about 2.5 by 2.5. I've cut a square that is 3.5. Yep, 3.5 by 3.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew along 3 sides, then I'm going to put pellets in. Fill it with these poly pellets. I'm going to hope this works. That should be good. I'm going to stitch this twice just to keep it from getting pellets everywhere.
What a great little video. That was cool. Your
Yeah.
sewing skills are amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm great. I'm very lucky that I have this lovely photographer here. That's very helpful. So that's my first little adventure into elves. So then the next thing was gnomes. And I had purchased a kit from Creek Gardens Crafts. And the fabric itself is Pima cotton, and it's the Pima cotton sock. Lovely. Now the pattern doesn't come with it, but this is the pattern that the kit was for. Gnome de Plume by Schira, I think is her name. And I started off trying to do this with magic loop. Okay. And I was ending up with ladders on the side. I went, okay, ripped it out. I thought, okay, I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to try it using double pointed needles. Ladders going up. And I thought, I think it has to do with the fact that you're doing purling as you go around. I think that's it. I'm sure there's a way to tighten it up, but it wasn't working for me. And I thought, this is frustrating.
Oh, that's the one that you were frustrated with.
Yes, I thought I've ripped it out twice. I thought, I know I have another pattern. So I had also purchased Sarah Schira's Never Not Gnoming. And I thought, I'm going to do this one. So I did. So I used the kit.
A little easier?
It was much easier. And I'm really, really happy with it. Obviously, it's got a lovely purple hat.
Now, did you do the same on the bottom of this one?
Yes, it does. Now that's Pima cotton, so it'll feel a little different, but it does have the poly pellets in the bottom. The nice thing is when you make that little square, you make it the size of what the base is. So you just have to measure it. And I think you saw that in the video. You measure it and then you put it in.
Such great work. You're so pristine in anything you do. Like,
thank
you know,
you.
everything you do is just so well done.
Well, thank
like
you.
even the bottom of that, like it's perfect.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
I'm really happy. So
Yeah.
I am going to, that one was the medium sized one. So I think I have enough yarn left in the kit to make this lovely tall folks. I think I'll make the hat not be purple. I'll make the body purple. Anyway, I've got some plans. So you'll see that again. But
It's
I'm
a
really,
great little craft, yeah.
You know, it's great crafts. It's fun. You know, if you want just some new Christmas decorations or holiday decorations, whatever you'd
Great
like.
gifts. If you
Great
want to
gifts.
give gifts.
I know. You show it to somebody, go, oh, I really like that. I'd like to have one. Okay. And then I think, oh, okay, get the knitting going. But anyway, I'm really, really happy. And I'm happy that these poly pellets worked out really well.
So very nice job. Good
Thank
craft.
you so much.
Good craft. In
All
your
right.
free time.
In my free time. All right.
Now, I'm jack of all trades, you know.
You do amazing work, so I'm not listening.
I know. But anyway, I thought, I don't have the skill set, but I really want to make a gnome. So I just went on YouTube and figured this out.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't expensive, so if you want to do something at home and decorate some things. So I made my own little gnomes.
Look at this. So
Got little
cute.
bells on them. No
So
skills
cute.
required.
They're so cute though.
There you go.
Exactly.
Now, in order to make these, I found some, now you can use coasters or anything round. I found these things at the dollar store. These
Okay.
little round things that'll help them sit up.
Okay.
Sit like that.
Very nice.
So you can see those. And then I bought a dollar store sock. And you just fill that with, I filled it with corn kernels.
Okay.
And I also filled one with rice.
Okay.
This one is with rice, and this one was
They
with
stand
corn.
up really, really well.
Yes. Now the one with rice is, I had to put the rice in the freezer because if you're going to fill anything with rice, you have to get rid of the weevils.
Weevils is the word.
Weevils, and you freeze them out, and then I just let the condensation go off, and
Okay.
then you don't get those weevils. So you can fill with
Exactly.
rice. And as I was researching, you can also fill things with kitty litter.
Oh my goodness.
You can also fill things with, the gravel from your aquarium.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and you can also put nice smelling stuff in here too.
Okay. I think, did you mention cinnamon sticks?
Cinnamon sticks.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
You can put that in there. Also, your what do you call these?
Poly pellets.
Poly pellets you can use, but they're a little bit more expensive
Right.
than the items that I used.
Right.
I wanted to keep the costs down too.
Right, okay.
I didn't want to get anything from Amazon. So what you need is you need a dollar store sock. You fill it with your whatever choice you like, either the rice or the corn or whatever. And then you have another sock you just cut and you put it on top. Well, I have this little video I can put in just to
That's a
show
great
you how
idea.
I did it.
Right.
And then you can see what I did. And all you need is some elastic bands. You can just elastic band the nose,
Okay.
cut out the little beard,
Yeah.
puts a little bit of stuff in
So,
here.
can I say about this? Am I
Yeah,
okay
for
to mention?
sure.
So, I had purchased yes, I had purchased. I was going to try and make my own pom-poms. Haven't got around to that yet, but I do have the fur. So when May said, I need some fur for these gnomes, I went, I got fur for you. Had to dig around my stash to find it because every box I opened had yarn in it, but then we found it. And it looks really nice with those.
Yeah, looks cute.
And very
were,
nice.
You know what? You don't need a lot of skill, like I said. You just need some socks, some stuffing.
It's really, really good.
Cut and paste kind of thing. And I used glue. I think you used the glue gun for around that. So yeah,
Yes, I do recall you were burning yourself with it.
Yeah. I wonder if you could use you could do little babies, like a whole family. You could do baby ones.
Oh yeah, you could
That'd be
probably use
cute.
smaller socks. Yes, actually, they're so cute.
Yeah, and also what helped me, what I found in our kitchen, to tell you the truth, when I was pouring, I had a little bit of problem. Maybe you didn't know that or not.
I didn't know that, but I'm going to listen really well.
But I had a little problem pouring into the sock, and I tried different things. I even took a paper cup and tried to cut that out, and it just wasn't working out. So then I went into our kitchen.
Okay.
And I scoured around, and look what I found.
There you go.
I found this.
Do you have any idea what that is?
I have no idea.
So if you ever do canning and you want to put stuff in a mason jar, you sit that right inside the mason jar and you can fill it up.
Well, it worked great for this. Because it had the bigger spout here, or whatever that is. And it worked great. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
I had no idea what it was for.
Right.
So there you go. For this project, you just need a sock. I found a little piece of wood at the craft store. I was going to put it in the bottom so it'll sit nice. You don't necessarily have to have that, but it was handy. Here's that lovely container that I used and I found in our kitchen. And that's what I used to pour in the kernels on my one gnome, and I used it for the rice and the other gnome. And as you can see, it worked like a charm. It was great after what I had gone through previous. After you're done putting your contents in the sock, you can fill it with cinnamon stick if you like. You just use an elastic band here. I just had what I had on hand. You can get clear elastic bands to do this properly, but if you don't have that on hand, just use a regular elastic band, whatever you have around the house. So you just tie a knot around the top of it. Then you just grab a spot. You can make the nose as big as small as you like. Grab that and put elastic band around the nose. And there you have the beginnings of your gnome. There. You don't need that. You can use it for if you're going to do another craft. Now, the elastic bands will rot after a time, so you don't want all that stuff falling out. So you can use twine to tie it up, or you can use a dental floss, which again, something that I had on hand. And I like the dental floss because it wasn't thick or heavy, and it'll do the job. I just tied some around the nose just to make it secure. You don't probably have to do the nose, it's not going to come out of there, but... Well, then I had a little bit of makeup that I bought from the dollar store, and I just did the nose a little red, give it some color. Also, you can use a tie here. I mean, this is overkill for this. You don't really have to use a tie and the dental floss. I'm just doing this for purposes to show you what you can use. It's just to save a mess from later if the stuff starts falling out, the elastics come apart. All that's going to be hidden after you put the other sock on top. So this is the fur, and you have to cut fur from behind so it doesn't fly all over the place. So I just cut about a 4" by 4" piece, as you can see, and always again cut your fur from the back so you're not going to get a mess. And I just cut a little notch out for where the nose is going to be. This did not take me long to do. This was a very, I'm rushing for purposes of just showing you, but this craft did not take me long at all. You know, you can take your time, you can be creative, you know, you can use different kinds of sizes of socks. I imagine use things that you have around the house. Another sock that I bought from the dollar store, I cut it around just a little bit above the heel. The heel can go to the back. This one had a lining which made it a little awkward, but I did stuff the top with some stuffing, and I tied the elastic around the top, and then I stuffed the hat with some more stuffing, and then just hot glue gunned it down. And this is me, and there you go. So that is our crafts and some craft ideas. Hope this inspires you to maybe do some Christmassy crafts.
That's right, we're getting there. It's
and
not
if
too
you
far
have
away.
some good suggestions for us, either knitting where you need some skills for Colleen, or
Right.
if you don't need skill craft that you would think I could maybe glue together or whatever, that would be awesome too. And
So that sounds great.
Yeah.
So next we're going to talk about souvenirs. My souvenir today is yarn. Not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. Now, I had purchased some yarn from the Little Red Mitten. It's Estelle Chunky. And surprise, surprise, it is
purple.
purple. So, for my birthday, my 60th birthday, yes, I said that out loud, 60th birthday, May was
How does
kind
that feel
enough.
calling yourself 60?
It feels really weird. I'm just saying it feels really weird.
Because you know, how do you get this old?
I don't know.
It
Like,
just
I know
went
my hair is
fast.
gray, but in my head it's not gray. And every once in a while I look in the mirror and go, whoa, who is that person? But it's much easier to take care of, that's for sure.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
There's-
that's for
You
sure.
know, dyeing that hair is
Then you
it's
get
time
skunk in it.
consuming
Exactly.
and everything else. But I was talking to you in the car the other day, and I was saying, you know, when old people say, you know, life goes so fast and life goes so fast, you go, yeah. But then when you get there, you realize what
Life goes very
life
fast.
does go very fast. So anyway,
So-
at least we're here.
Yes. May's gift to me was the electric wool winder, and I will put once again in where it comes from.
And if you want to see how that works, go in our last video
episode, it's there.
It's there at the end, I think.
Yes. So I had received it earlier before my birthday, and I had used it a couple times. And then I thought on my very birthday, I'm going to wind up all this yarn. And my plan is to make the Wave of Change sweater. And that is by Bayron Handmade. So it's going to knit up really, really quickly, and it is purple, and I'm so happy with it. So I've got 8 skeins.
8 of these?
Yes. So it should be just fine. I know that they say you can lengthen this, so I'll see, but it's going to knit up really quickly.
Now with your winder that you got, your
Yes.
motorized winder, how long did it take you to do 8 of these?
Not very long.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can speed it up pretty fast. I didn't do that, and it didn't get caught, and it makes a nice cake, and I'm really, really happy with it.
Yeah, it's a nice cake.
Exactly. So it's just a joy. I'm so thrilled with it. So it was a very lovely gift. So thank you so very
You're
much
welcome.
for that.
You deserve it.
Thank you. So those skeins are my souvenir. May, any souvenirs for you?
I don't. I mean, I don't really go on Amazon lately. I haven't been getting things in
right.
the house, and we don't really go shopping.
Not the same way. at
Not
all.
the same way as we used to go.
Yes,
we used to go to
absolutely.
the States all the time with Port Huron. It was great to go there. We're kind
Exactly.
of missing our Port Huron trip.
Yes, a little bit. You know, a little Joann's, a little Olive Garden.
Olive
Yes.
Garden was the main thing, really. It's all about the food.
That's right.
And so I don't really have any souvenirs. We're very sad. Next, I'm going to try and buy something.
Okay. Okay. Well, the good news is I've got an Amazon purchase I must do. So
Oh, okay.
find something, we'll throw it on, and we'll get good.
Okay.
All right. So thank you so much. Once again, if you can help me out with a rounded toe for a sock, it is a sock that's cuffed down. But if you can give me an idea of how to do that so it will fit my foot better, that would be fantastic.
And also subscribe. And if you know anybody else that would be interested in watching our channel, make sure you let them know so that they can subscribe. Because my goal, I don't know if it's your goal, but I have a little goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers.
That would be exciting.
That's exciting. So help us on that goal.
Yeah.
That would be great. And
thanks for watching. We really appreciate you coming and spending some time with us. We have lots of fun doing this for you. So until next time.
you take care and be safe.